What?
Hello, welcome to F Art. Yeah, we're starting.
Welcome, my millions of fans,
Right.
to FR. Today we're gonna FR.
We're gonna F
All right.
ourselves on art.
Yeah.
You're welcome
I
to
mean, it's
solo sex screen while I
yeah,
cry.
exactly. If you enjoyed last week, then you're sure gonna enjoy this week. More of the same. FR, keeping it consistent with our like
Theme.
yeah, our low effort theme.
Speaking of low effort theme, we have
Okay, yeah. I'm working on my stream theme right now, and it's just a lovely metal border, because you need something small in case you want to play games. Even this might be too big for games, to be honest. What do you think?
well, you can just resize it in OBS.
Oh,
Like
okay. How
every
about I do it right
window.
now? Or
I mean, yeah, but you won't know what window size your fucking game is.
here you go, like this. Huh?
Uh-huh,
How's
yeah,
this?
good.
How's this? I resize it. Huh? 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 What?
Okay, gosh. How do you even do this with... Okay, I guess it's mouse mode for me for a
Yeah.
little bit.
Marsh is having difficulties with her tablet. Today is gonna be a
Yes.
nice slow burn.
The slowest of burning.
Yeah, I have literally nothing to talk about. Usually I come into this and I always have something to talk about.
Mm.
I'm always thinking like, oh my god, there's this thing that happened to me, yada yada yada. I can't wait to tell Borsch about it. But it's just been so low key ever since because I'm recovering from my cold, right? So
Right.
I'm in that like limbo state between having a cold and not having a cold, where nothing exciting ever happens. It's just like, yeah, I had some tea
Mm.
today, you know. I I went to get groceries because now I'm able to again. People look at me weirdly because obviously I'm the only one hacking and coughing in the grocery store. You know,
Suspiciously sideways
yeah,
glancing.
it's like, oh boy, I hope he isn't gonna get me sick. And then it
Mm.
just it just makes me angry because I'm like, I will get you sick if I want to. If I
Oh.
wanted you dead, you'd be dead already. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Here, how about
I
this? I
mean,
can
I've
talk about.
always been like this since, allergies have been a thing even before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so it's just fantastic that allergies is so sus.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my god,
Making
that
any bodily sound is
do
sus.
you wear masks as
Of
well, just in
course,
public?
all the time. I haven't even stopped even after my immunization.
Yeah, sure. But I mean like even before
Absolutely.
the big bad. Yeah, because that's what you do when you have allergies, right? You wear masks.
Oh, it's
I
because
can't.
during the cold. See, this is the thing that people make
Yeah.
fun of me for being American and being wary of the flu. They're like, "What you just it's just American
The
propaganda to be
flu.
scared of
Yeah.
the flu." But it's the same as the Rona in terms of people with bad immune systems or high risk. They're not supposed to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
sick with anything. So
Right.
this behavior has been a thing before. And
Didn't
then,
we also discover your immune system is crap or something?
oh yeah, yeah, my immune system is also crap.
Well, there you
But it
go.
hasn't manifested in any like weird ways, if that makes any sense. Because
Yeah.
my other family members have all these
Besides,
huge autoimmune diseases and whatnot. And then me,
I
I
mean,
just have skin problems.
you really should get that checked out. I mean, I think
Well,
the
of
fact that
course.
you suspecting that it's an immune system thing might be like a breakthrough, for doctors, because they'll doctors are stupid. All right, they don't know anything. You go in, you're like, my arm hurts. They're like, wow, here's so that's crazy. Anyways, here's some pills to make your arm stop hurting. That'll be
Oh
$700.
my god,
You know,
finally.
and then you take the pills and they don't work, and then you go in and then you're like, man, those pills didn't work, and they're like, that's crazy. Anyways, here's some more pills. Like, fucking, I hate doctor. Like, there's so many bad doctors. You can find good ones. The good
Hmm.
ones are the ones who tell you to shut the fuck up and just, I don't know. You'll go in, you'll be like, my arm hurts. They're like, well, do you do anything with your arm? And you're like, yeah, I hit it with a hammer for 14 hours a day. And then the
Uh-huh.
doctor will be a good doctor will be like, don't do that. But the average doctor nowadays will be like, that's crazy.
Well, the thing is I've got multiple layers. There's a possibility that I could condense it into one thing. Oh god, my tablet is varying degrees
Yeah.
of working, but it's here. Hey, Babilsu, what's up?
Bilsu, aka, oh my god, I can't pronounce your name on Instagram. Hold on, I'll pull it up so that I can butcher it.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep talking, fill the void.
Oh, so the thing I wanted to work on really badly is this redraw. Um, this is quote unquote due today. It's my
Oh
personal
wait,
homework.
all right, shut the hell up. It's
You
Annie
bitch.
Milson, Anna Milson, Anna
Oh,
Milson, the Bilsu.
all
This
right,
this is a
right, yeah.
fantastic name. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. We're doing great now that you're here. Our most valued viewer. Look at me, Vilsu. I'm moving up in the world. Look at this. You see this? This is my own stream theme, so I can actually
Yeah.
start.
Uh-huh.
You shut
Yep.
your mouth.
You're
So I
doing
can
so
start
well.
streaming on Twitch, and you can see like this is gonna be the back. Yeah, this is like the overlay, and then the art will be here, and then I'll be drawing. I wonder if it's too full, but who cares that much? I can always move it around a little bit if I have to, you know. But or I can shrink it. What did you say? I can shrink it in OBS so that it fits better
Yeah, but
or
you can
something.
only shrink it in proportion. So it's like transform tool only has I forgot how transforms works. It only
Yeah.
has fucking scale slash rotate. It doesn't have the other features. So
What the damn hell? I might just use Streamlabs.
it's the same thing. You're not getting a better
Well, I
experience.
I thought in Streamlabs because I know the fellow streamer, you know who I
Uh-huh.
mean. They use Streamlabs and they complain about the opposite of your issue. Oh, it's raining like crazy outside. But they complain about the opposite of your issue, which is not which is that it doesn't scale linearly, right? And
Hmm.
that their screen constantly gets like squished or stretched. So there has to be something to like fidget around with it a little bit more.
Well, sure, but that's because of their screen to stream ratio. That doesn't have anything
Oh.
to do with the mechanics inside.
Well,
Because I use Streamlabs, and if you have a picture in there, it's scale. It does.
well, never mind then.
Because like if you're streaming to a
Oh,
different ratio or a different, then it's gonna of course be different.
oh. Am I making my hey Bill? Oh, thank you. You're proud of me. I'm so
The Biz is
glad.
proud of you. Do you
Do you
feel
think I
determined?
feel vindicated?
Mm.
Do you think do you think I'm making my stream theme too crowded?
Well, I showed you pictures of mine. Look how much space in the fucking side I have.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I'm
So,
fine.
yeah,
As
it's
long as
fine if you do the same thing as me and have the windows the same as me. But are you going to have the windows the same as me?
no, you suck.
Well, then you use this would be easier if you had it open in OBS. You could actually see what was happening. Because
Hold on.
if you open OBS and then open your program in it, it'll and then you see how big your window is, you'll get to actually see what it'll look like on stream.
Right. See, I could just not do that
Okay,
and
so I'm
continue
working on this
complaining.
repaint. This fucking repaint that's due today. It was prompted 2 weeks ago. I got a crit on it by someone who works on like movie posters or something.
Uh-huh.
And now it's this thing hanging over my head because I personally just want to do it because I want to build my portfolio so I can do bigger, better things. But god damn, now it's wiggled its way into this category in my head where it's important and it's freaking me out. Okay, so the bevel.
So you've made yourself. So essentially, what you're saying is you give yourself stress because you're stupid.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, God. Oh, isn't that something
Okay.
relatable, huh?
Of
YouTube,
course.
relatable. Maybe it's time to suggest this stream to other people. YouTube.
Shutting kid.
All right, look.
Hello.
I'm looking at. Oh my God! It's Shutting Kitten. What's up? This is finally. You should talk more on Discord, my boy. Why you never there? He always. You know him, Shutting Kitten. That's the other artist.
Oh, hello, welcome.
Well, yeah, you know him. Look. It's Marsh. It's the other artist I told you to annoy. Marsh, quick, give him sound art advice.
Sound art advice.
Yeah, quick.
Well, this you can't just give people art
Yeah,
advice. You have
I
to
go with you.
customize your problems to each other. So okay, so look,
Okay.
look. This is all right.
Uh,
So this
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
see the contrast
Uh-huh.
between the colors
Yeah.
here for your
Uh-huh.
bevel.
Okay.
Look, what's the difference between yours and mine right now? Does
I
what
don't
this
know.
doesn't this look like an edge to something?
Maybe.
Yeah, yours is very dark and gray, and then the bevel
Oh,
is very bright and saturated in comparison. And
right.
then once you have your bevel, you get to metallify the light part because that's the part that has light on it, right? And you know about metal because you like mechs.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
This
Showing.
is
Showing.
how I fucking do simple metal shine.
Oh, it's that easy?
Yeah,
Well, why
look,
didn't you just tell me? Look at you.
because you
You're
don't
cheating.
understand when
Look
I
at
tell
you.
you.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
you're
to
using
draw it
trickery. This is
because
some black
words
magic
do
shit.
I don't
What
want.
the hell is going on? All right. So is my base color too dark?
What?
Is the base color too dark, or can
I
I keep the
think
base
you
color?
can keep the base color, but your bevel has to,
Have to match
reflect
it.
reflect your base color.
All right. Okay. Gotcha.
It looks very bright and nice, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's something you can, add in with a gradient later, the
Right.
off-color purples and stuff, but
Right.
right now when you're trying to work with
Ah.
it, it doesn't look like it's, doing the
Oh
thing.
God. All right. I gotcha. I gotcha. I gotcha. By the way, Shutting Kitten they draw with their finger on the phone, and they can
Mhm.
do it. And why can't you do it? You're struggling, but with a tablet. Are you some sort of fraud? are you, are you,
Well,
are you some sort of terrible artist?
if I wanted to hook my phone up and then teach it to stream through this application on my computer, to stream its
Yeah.
screen to OBS, and then
Yeah.
import that screen as a source so that it shows up on
Yeah.
stream.
Ah.
If I had all the time to set that up when I woke up 30 minutes ago, yeah, sure, I would
Ah.
stream on my phone.
Well, but you aren't, so I can only conclude that you're a terrible
Uh-huh.
person. Uh, Phone storage is too low for Discord. He has to reinstall it. You know why his phone storage is so low?
Because he does art on it.
Yeah, and what do you do on your phone? I don't know. It's probably something disgusting. Yeah, see, Shutting Kitten. You tell her. You make Marsh feel bad. Quick, tell her that she sucks. This is probably why people think I bully
Yeah,
you.
maybe that might be it. Also, that it took
Yeah.
like 5 minutes before I could tell people what I'm working on today.
Oh, because I kept interrupting you.
Yeah.
All right. Oh well. Whoopsie poopsie.
But yeah, Kitten, you
uh,
should share your art if you feel comfortable doing so, because we have a bunch of weird artists, and
yeah, on Discord.
it's always
Um,
nice to share your work with other people. It's always part of the process.
yeah, and when we'll make sure to help you get a tablet. Marsh has infinite funds right now. Marsh is essentially the richest person on earth. Marsh,
Uh huh.
maybe this is what we'll do all day. We could just chat with people until they get too bored and leave.
That's what streaming is. Congratulations, you figured it out.
Oh, that is what streaming is? I thought streaming was all about me talking about how great I am. And then for some reason people listen for 3 hours.
I mean, you can do that too, but you have to do a little bit of the other one to make sure,
Uh,
the
but I
the
don't
parent
wanna.
relationship part. Actually, you know what? I've
Uh,
seen people who
oh
got
my god,
popular
look,
through their art. They
fitness.
just they don't speak
Yeah.
at all, and then they just maybe type in chat,
Oh,
and
but
but
I'm
they
not.
just stream their work. Isn't that
I'm not good
interesting?
enough for that. Those people must be like one of those like that. It has to at least be satisfying to watch them draw. Watching me draw is like watching a very slow, unsatisfying car crash. You know. um.
It depends on how much you push your work. Like, I'm sure that a webtoon artist could get the same amount of like that kind of
Oh, but
stuff, even
that's
if
great.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, even without a weird sort of style. Because I noticed most of them are people that had that promoted their franchise enough where it doesn't really matter what they're doing. People are there to look at it. Oh, Marsh robbed a bank, but nobody talks about. Yeah, the bank filled with bull crap because it dumped out. See, you know what? People in the industry kind of say that Huion is okay, and I bet it's because their computers are so cracked enough that it can handle the bull
Cracked.
crap that Huion does. Because I don't think there's games that are optimized. I don't think Huion is optimized because it starts messing up anytime I have more than like a couple things running, and it's probably because it's so demanding that that it's starts freaking out. It's
See,
like
I
a
don't.
game that doesn't want to run.
But why are you complaining? This is your dream. The hobo
Hmm.
artist is finally
Oh,
alive.
you're right. This
You
is
know?
my dream.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to be strapped
a
for
hobo.
cash because I'm an
Well, yeah,
artist.
exactly. Now you can finally do the thing where you collect bottles and fill them with your bodily fluid.
Yeah. Oh, it's a dream come true.
Oh my god. Look at this. Our audience is finally. First of all, it's nice to have an audience for the first
Hmm.
time. And also, they're immediately conspiring to commit crimes.
They're yours. They're definitely yours. They came from
Yay, my beautiful audience. I love you all so much. I do enjoy it when my
when
um
crimes happen.
yeah,
You're about to say, I
when I
do
could see
enjoy my crime.
when my personality rubs off on other people. How's
Yeah.
this? Does it look like a bevel?
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to full screen you.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it
Okay.
does. And then the rest will happen when you shade it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah. All
still
right, all right.
oddly more saturated, I feel, but that might
I
just be my
am
trick of the
gonna,
eye.
punch you in the face.
Look, it's fine. Just shade the bright part, and you're good.
Right, right, right. Okay. Um, gradient.
Hey, look, they're inviting you to rob banks with them.
Yeah, I love bank robbery.
Look,
Of
heck, you're so
course.
popular.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the patsy. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna be
Look.
like, finally, we've got all the money. Now that idiot heck can take all the
Uh
blame.
huh.
Oh my god. Isn't it nice? Finally, we have an audience, and they're all from me.
Yeah.
Does it, how do you feel now? Nobody loves you, Marsh. You feel accomplished.
Well, yeah, no
Uh,
one to watch me make all the mistakes.
yeah, no, I
Hmm.
guess, I guess that's true too. Um, am I doing it right?
Yeah,
Am
yeah.
I doing
That's
it
how I do
right?
metal. It's a haze plus like theoretical reflection. And that's enough for me, especially in this style where we don't have to worry about metal being an exact mirror of everything in existence. If it's middle on the bottom, it would make sense to be middle on the top too. What?
Right. Okay,
I mean, I
sorry.
talk about not making
Sorry.
sense, but that's too much nonsense
That's
for
it.
me.
That's it. That's
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
That's this. I can't draw the other part, but you know what I'm doing.
You're making cat mouse.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's what you're doing.
Fine, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. You twit. Here we go.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
I
make
just
sense,
thought
but at least consistency.
I thought maybe I'd add in some variation, and then that would look good. Hey, that's the thing, right? Artists will notice a lot more mistakes that artists do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, than other just like freaking. It's weird, right? Because we both
Absolutely.
have people in our lives that kind of help us like look over our work once we're done,
Yeah, the
who aren't.
normies.
Yeah, the no. Yeah, well, all right. That's one word. That's one word for them. And like every time I show off my art, they're like, "Oh, look, you made this mistake," or like, "This looks weird." Well, they'll never say you made a mistake. They'll just be like, "That looks strange."
Yeah,
Aw.
I know. If I were to
You know?
describe it, I would say artists notice technique differences, and then people who aren't familiar with process of art real see contextual differences. Like if something is so technically weird that it changes the storytelling of the image, they will notice right off the bat.
Oh yeah. There's no getting past the average viewer in a
Hmm.
way, you know. Like thanks. Yes, I am recovering. You
Good
you have a good
transition.
day,
You
Bill Sue. Yeah. Well, whatever. See you later, Bill Sue. Thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you.
Uh, what was I gonna say? What were we saying?
Oh, you're talking about what they see differently. And
Right.
then
Yeah.
the
Because like
reader is, average. You can't fool the average reader.
yeah, you can't fool the average reader. Because when you're reading a comic and you're just doing it for your own enjoyment, and then suddenly like there's like a break in sequence or whatever,
Hmm.
where like the flow of the comic is strange, or like what's it? Like that's what my art teacher here. Let me pull it up real quick. Mentioned about my recent homework, right?
Hmm. Oh, see you next Saturday.
See
Bye.
you.
Thanks for coming.
Bye bye. But yeah, look.
Hmm.
So this is the comic I made for homework, right?
Indeed.
And my teacher went over like how this is a dramatic shot,
Hmm.
and this is a dramatic shot, and this is a dramatic shot, and this is dramatic, and you
Hmm.
move over and it's still dramatic, and then like suddenly it's just like now I'm sneaking across the room, and he to him, I guess, when he puts himself in the shoes of like
Hmm.
just a reader, or maybe with his expert knowledge, who knows, one or
Yeah.
the other, but he can see this like loss of drama, and that's
Hmm.
something I never would have picked up on, you know and I feel like, I don't know, similar stuff to this is what like everybody else noticed when I was showing this off while I was still in the development stage,
Uh-huh.
like the door closing, it wasn't clear enough. People were like, immediately they were like, I don't understand this. you know
Hmm.
and then like the door opening, they're like, what is happening? you know and to me it made perfect sense because I was the creator,
Hmm.
and it probably made more sense to other artists because when I explained it to them, I explained it from my perspective, but like to just the average person reading it, who are just doing it to have fun, it's like, what? And this is some poop right here, and then you have to fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, as a fellow creator,
Oh,
hello.
oh, see? Oh. Hello. I forgot this was open. What a beautiful, beautiful image.
The
So,
surprise! It was for me. It's
oh
mine.
yeah, right. Here's the correction that I did in the lesson,
Hmm.
right? Which is that you just change the shot to be more of a like confident thing, you know?
Hmm.
To add more drama. Ah,
Well,
ay mi amor.
I mean, sure,
Yeah.
he's right about the whole loss of drama, but also
Mm,
I don't think there is lack of merit in something that ramps up drama and then distills it into something that you do every day. Like, there's a
yeah.
lot of slice of life comics that I like, which may not be what he would like to compare
Yeah.
to, but I still think they have merit because they tell a different kind of story in a different kind of way. I mean,
Yeah.
same story, different way. I guess it's what's actually happening.
I think the reason is probably just intention. It's always intention, right? Like I didn't intend to make it less dramatic.
I think you did though because he's overthinking it, and what he's actually doing is going out the door. This is you in a nutshell. You're overthinking outside, and that's why he hasn't gone out yet. This is why it's a big thing, is because he's getting the resolve to go outside. And that
Yeah.
shows a bit more of the personality of this character, that even though he's now gotten the resolve, he's still very tentative. Like, even though he's not 100%, oh yeah, I'm gonna run out and bust open the door, sure. He's just like, okay, here I go.
Oh, I guess that's true too. I guess at the end of the day, it might have just been like a opinion thing,
Like the
you know?
story, the storytelling aspect of being clear in your panels is still, is still definitely something that's hard for everyone.
Yeah.
But from dramatic to still is something I see a lot. I
Yeah.
see it enough where I wouldn't say that I would change a character just for making a shot more dramatic.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely see your point. I guess maybe I gotta employ more critical thinking myself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um
Like, maybe
it's
there
just
is a way to have both. We could still
yeah.
think about that.
Yeah. I think it really just hinges on what I want to do at the end of the day. And that's the issue, right? Because I'm not
Mm-hmm.
100% sure on that. And then that will stuff like this will
Oh,
keep popping up.
that's actually a good transition because do what you want is
Yeah.
can be the best or the worst advice. Like the streamer that this is the kind of do for my like fake tutor. I can't pay for a tutor, so
Uh-huh.
I'm
Right.
pretending this
Your
person's my tutor.
your footers, your fake
my,
tutors. Yeah,
my
I
food
got
tutor.
your footers.
Mhm.
I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It was talking about how like, do what you want. Okay, I don't know what I want. I want money. I'm gonna rob a bank.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
that's your level. But
Oh,
then,
did you go over this
what?
did you talk about this in your stream? Is that where my lovely audience got it from? To rob a bank? This is
No, no,
your bad.
no, 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 no. I
Uh,
haven't seen them in my side, in my neck of the woods. No, it just
hint here.
coincidentally also about robbing a
Oh
bank.
god. Uh-huh.
It all pans out. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I was talking about how but I use you do what you want a lot because people need to know when they have the allowance to have choices. Like, there's times when
Right.
you don't have a choice. Like, a box still has
Ah,
4 fucking sides. You can't change that. But then,
yeah.
uh, what's in the box you can choose. This is now you can choose.
Right.
You can be less critical. You
Yeah, yeah.
have more choices.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I found that was my problem with this piece actually because see, this was based on a design I had for my banner when I
Mm,
first wanted to go public. I just wanted this person in my banner and it also represents me with the monsters and the Eldritch Horror
right.
because
Yeah.
this was my driving force for drawing. And then after in post, I made a story. So
Uh-huh.
imagine, how sacrifices are really popular in media.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what if the purest sacrifice is actually a sensory deprived human that grew?
Uh-huh.
So
Somebody who's suffering forever.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And so this person who never got to experience being anything since they were a child are just like, oh, let's throw it to the Eldritch one. That's the
Yeah.
purest sacrifice ever. But then I was thinking, when the brain doesn't have stimulation, it creates its own. And then on top of
Yeah.
that, if you're not educated or you don't have any mentality to shield yourself, or maybe you just become insane because you don't have any sensory whatsoever, that's the
Yeah.
perfect like palette for some eldritch thing to come and go, hey, what's up? So I wanted
Yeah.
this person to be one of the quote unquote the thingies, and then the Cthulhu came along and was like, oh, I'll teach you about the world. So she pretends to be stupid for the rest of the thing, and then she's
Cthulhu's
given
so
to
kind.
the
He's like,
to the
I'll
Cthulhu
let
monster.
you
Yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's like, haha, I am smart. I'm dumb. And then she
Uh-huh.
goes in and, frees the Eldritch being, and then they destroy the world. So,
So it's like a solo leveling power fantasy, except with eldritch gods. I can get behind
yeah,
this.
yeah, basically, that's it. And
Yeah.
that's technically the lore I thought behind this. But it's so much. I wanted so much inside this image. And that's the thing. I want too much, and it put too much, and
Yeah.
then now it's just this kind of like person kind of sitting in tentacles. You don't know what's happening. You don't know what's doing. Are they
Right.
going in the hole? Are they going out of the hole? Or are they just laying there? Is this just good texture, or is it what? And
Right.
then
Right.
like her
Right. Right. Right.
expression. If you're going into tentacle, you should be scared. But that's part of the sequential art part where if she was walking towards it, going inside it, maybe she would look scared, or maybe she wouldn't
Yeah.
because she's pretending to be a sensory deprived human.
Yeah.
But then that wouldn't make the picture make sense either because they wouldn't have the context of that. It'll just look like someone that's inexpressive in a sea of tentacles, and that won't give the reader anything either. And so there's too much to put into one image. This is a whole story that needs context, and
Yeah.
there's no way I can put it into one. This is the advice I kind of got, where if there's the darkness in one corner, it looks like she's sliding down, like a slip and slide for tentacles.
A slip and slide into the
Yeah,
void.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, now it actually has direction, and even more
Yeah.
dynamic. You could make her super slide down into the hole,
Uh-huh.
and then here's the face to make it look like she's terrified. Give context to everything, a little bit of
Yeah,
vignette.
yeah.
I actually do vignette all the time. You know about my vignette,
I
vignette.
almost thought you were gonna say my victims, and I was like, oh.
Uh-huh. So yeah, now I have to pick one scene from the lore.
Yeah.
I need to pick one, and that's the
Yeah.
what I do. So I think I'm gonna do fear because it would make sense. I think even it's the most easiest to understand, and I'll
Yeah.
have to put that in the banner. I have to put trepidation or like uncanny valley into the banner, and then the rest will happen in whatever else that will tell the story. There's no way the banner can tell the story. It'll only tell one frame, and that's all I need.
Yeah. Yeah. So does this help you psychologically, where you're like now more free because you know you have to limit yourself?
It would if I wasn't such a dumbass, you know?
Oh wow.
Because technically this means, oh, I can just start over. I can now pick a pose that's more expressive. I can pick an angle that's more expressive.
Right.
The world's my oyster. But I care
Yeah.
too much about this particular scene.
Yeah.
And so I'm basically just
So it's a
doodling
different kind of
bodies.
brain issue.
Mm-hmm.
You've switched from one to another.
Yeah, yeah. So I've just been
But
doodling bodies to try and get a pose
yeah,
that I want. You want to
that's
slip and
still
slide into
progress
the
though.
void too? Yeah, hell yeah, kid. Let's slip and slide into the void.
Yay! We can all do it together. We can make a day out of it.
Cool. But yeah, I guess technically it is better because it's not that I don't have a direction, it's that I'm too stupid to go into it.
Yeah, which is nice. I mean, I'm glad you're able to find this kind of help because like I've watched you struggle for a long time with all this stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah, and I always like felt like I don't know what to say because I don't understand your issues fully. Not even that, but like even if I did, I think I'm too stupid to help fully,
Mm,
you know? Because like it's funny because I'm pretty much retracing the steps you took in your life,
yeah, yeah.
except like at an accelerated pace so that we can still hang out. And what I'm learning with the help of like tutors and then therapists and blah 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 is stuff you just figured out through trial and error over the years. So when I try and help you, it always feels like, yeah, but you already knows this.
Hmm.
Or I get that sense of like, okay, you understand already. So I don't really know what to say because the issues you're experiencing now, I'm gonna experience in the future. you know.
Does it fill you with joy to see what's going to
Oh
happen to
yeah.
you?
It's like we're looking into a mirror, a
Mm.
deformed, like bending mirror. It's like on the verge of shattering. And yeah, it's nice that you can now have this like what you call it, like an outlet
Mm.
where you can get the help you need, you little monkey, and you can figure out this stuff, and I get the joy of what finally, the suffering that my friend is experiencing due to her own stupid is finally lessening. Like the only suffering I want you to experience is the one that comes directly from me, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's no joy in when you suffer randomly because I'm like, well, this messes with my schedule. uh,
Man, I have to wait for the cooldown before I can start harassing her
yeah,
again.
exactly. Oh, she's already crying. What the hell?
This will have no
Yeah,
impact. I have to wait till she's happy.
exactly. Yeah, and this will just streamline all of my my activities.
Hmm.
And also, the benefit of you not being burdened by your own issues anymore is that I get more D&D time, more
Right.
friend
The,
time.
the
You
most
know,
important part
yeah.
is the.
Well, look, the thing that's holding you back from hanging out more and working on stuff that you really find fun is money and dumb brain
It's
issues. And if,
money.
yeah, and if you can tackle like both at once, um, then that would be great. Then you kind of, you're working towards less stupid.
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
just slightly. What is
Well,
this?
reminds me of that one poster from Gravity Falls. Oh,
Yeah.
you know Gravity Falls. Do you know what he's talking about?
No. Which Gravity Falls poster are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the one that says "Hang in there" and it's a cat?
Hang in there.
uh,
Oh God, that would be so funny. The parody of this really is "Hang in there." It's just her in chibi form with tentacles at the bottom.
oh, here we go. This might be the
It'd be
poster.
really funny.
Hold on to the branch or die, cat. Oh
Hmm.
boy.
Oh yeah, so I think we talked about this last week about how you know, fail faster is actually very, very good because for a lot of people who struggle with
They're
self
annoying.
doubt and
Yeah.
overthinking and then like the whole of over focusing on one thing and then not progressing because you're just try harding this one piece when you'd
Yeah.
make more progress by doing more and failing faster and learning faster.
Yeah.
Like I think that's part of it. But I've already employed things like restarting very quickly, not
Mm.
keeping most of my sketches, all that. So
Yeah.
I do that a lot already. But when it comes to professional pieces, anatomy is just way too hard because I can make a figure, right? I've made that's a ball. What's this? Oh, those are my
You
stress
good?
doodles.
Uh,
Like
um.
I can do bodies
Yeah.
pretty well, but when it comes to commissions, what the thing people are most sensitive to is the pose of this character that they care about because they paid you to do it. And so if
Yeah.
anything looks off at all, they'll be able to see it. And as an artist, even though this is the skill that you're at right now, they'll still see it and they'll still point it out. So it's not like when it comes to doing this with my own stuff, it's easier because I can go, oh, this is just where I am. I can finish it. But the person who decides whether or not you proceed or not is
Yeah,
your commissioner. So that's how it changes all of the context. And I heard
yeah.
that this is actually not that uncommon, where sometimes you can pass stuff to other people in if you work in a team, and this actually happens from time to time where people are just like, I can't do this one, you take it please. But
Yeah,
unfortunately that
yeah,
happens with me so often that I don't think that's the case for me, unless I should just never draw humans ever. Maybe I'm just a background artist, but I just
yeah.
keep, the only thing people want from me are people, because that's what most
It's
people want.
I don't think you should limit yourself to just being a background artist, because I think you definitely have the only thing holding you back from being a good like character artist is literally just the fucking dumb
The
brain
done
stuff, you
brain.
know. It's not actually like a technical limit, and I don't think anybody ever has those sorts of technical limits where it's like I specifically can't draw characters, you know.
Hmm.
um because you definitely can, you just have to practice, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but or overcome your dumb brain issues like you. It's funny when you bring up like the fact that you toss away your sketches and stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
because I don't actually think the two are what's it called, mutually exclusive. Like I don't think
Oh
there's an
no.
overlap, you
Like
know.
it's not what I would, not the advice I would give to people. It's just
Yeah,
for me it worked because for me my hyper focus on a piece manifested in I'll never be this good again. Like this is the one time I
yeah,
did it right, and then if I can't recreate it again, this is my only evidence that I did it, or this is the only thing I can use to
right,
continue it.
yeah,
So not only would I keep one sketch. Let's say I kept this sketch and I kept this sketch
hmm,
as well, and I kept this one because I'm like, oh, this has the potential to be another picture, and I'll never be able to do it again, so I need to keep it. So it's not even just
right,
I keep my sketches; it's I kept any version of my sketch ever. So for me personally, I had to just start not keeping sketches to the point
yeah,
where I could let go of it. It wasn't in my brain anymore. I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't fixated on this thing that I shouldn't be fixated on. So I would never like recommend this to people unless they were
yeah,
exactly the same as me, but
yeah.
this definitely helped me.
It's funny,
Mhm.
right? Because what you're describing is really similar to what similar issues to what I have, right?
Mhm.
And in essence, it just boils down to a form of OCD, right?
Mhm.
Which is like people with OCD, you know, like not to say that I'm as bad as like people with like really bad OCD, but definitely it's similar. Why am I justifying this? You know, point is that
The OCD is telling you
I
to
just
justify
yeah.
it.
Oh my god, I can hear it already. Yeah, every time you bring up anything with like, at least that's like my reflex, you know, with like mental illness or whatever.
Yeah.
Anytime you bring up something like that, it's you always like in the past, I always got like wise asses, you know. It's like, yeah, but what you have isn't the real thing, you know. It's like this guy is clearly depressed because he's crying openly. Meanwhile, you know, it's like I'm so beyond crying. Like life is just like complete apathy, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then I feel bad because I'm like, oh, that guy must have it worse than me because I can't cry. I haven't cried in years, you know. It's like this and other red flags,
I've forgotten
you
how to
know.
try.
Yeah, I've forgotten how to feel, you know. And then like people in school, it's like the same with like OCD. It's like, yeah, I like what I have, you could categorize as like in the category of OCD, you know.
Mhm.
So like you suck my dick, whoever is gonna come challenge me on this. I'll fight you. I'll smack you in the face, and I'll do it 16 times.
It's funny. I think it's not even that that people can't have varying degrees of OCD. I think the
Yeah,
people are just reacting to like your bravado, cuz I could probably say something similar with more explanation words and people, oh,
yeah,
okay. But then without that, you trusted people to understand you and it
yeah.
backfired.
Well, just it's so like what I hate about like, okay, we're going into a tangent, but I'm gonna just keep going
Go
and then
for it,
circle
go
back
for it.
to OCD. What I hate about mental illness, at least like when I was in school. I don't know how it is now because I
Right.
don't socialize anymore because I hate people as a
Right.
result of what happened to me, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's just it always feels like something you have to perform, you know? It's like you
Mm-hmm.
can't just have depression. You can't just have OCD,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Like it's you can't just have like ADHD, autism, anything, you know? You can't just have it. No, you have to show that you have it to like these random people before they'll believe you. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
if you just talk to me based on a brief interaction, you'd never think that I had any issues whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're like, oh, this person is fine. You know,
Yep.
uh, which is because I'm just high functioning, you know? That's just the way I am. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that I don't fucking struggle with stuff. Like it definitely shouldn't mean that when I say, "Oh, I have this sometimes," or I have that sometimes, that people like they're like, "Really? Wow. I don't really think so. I mean, you know."
Well, seeing is believing. If someone told you they were lucky, would you believe them?
No, but lucky
Exactly.
is
And
something
so,
that's not.
like, yeah,
I mean,
sure,
lucky is
but
like,
yeah,
yeah.
but should you believe people
Alright.
off the bat when they say like
I guess that's part of the issue because there's too many people walking around
yeah,
saying
the
like, "Oh, I have depression,"
yeah,
and then it's
the
like,
the bad ones ruin it for the rest of
yeah, that's
us.
that's what it is, isn't it? Like there are too many people out there over exaggerating what they have, and it makes it way more. I guess that's exactly what I was describing earlier. In school, it's like
Hmm.
some person is crying, and then it's like you don't have it as bad as them because they're crying, and then that becomes like the standard. You know,
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
have a exactly a story like that.
oh, please, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, like
And then afterwards, I'll say, well, I'm not sure.
well, mine
Yeah.
is
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
yeah. Fucking yeah, this is good.
Angrily drinking my tea. All
Uh-huh.
right, go.
Like mine come is actually just health sports related because yeah, I
Hmm.
used to do a lot of sports. At one
You,
point I did
you
like
did
two different.
sports?
Oh yeah.
You sicko.
You're not a real nerd. You did
Oh
other
my
nerd things.
god.
How dare
Yeah.
you? How dare you not only read manga?
Yeah, go
Oh
on.
yeah, so I did lots of sports. At one point I did maybe two or three physical ed things on top of after school physical activities.
What? Yeah.
And I did a lot of hurdles, and a lot of people get
And
shin
now you
splints
have a
and
lot of
physical.
hurdles
Yeah,
in
wow,
your
it
life.
only keeps making more and more sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
I keep interrupting you. I'm very sorry. I love jokes.
Yeah. It's-
Maybe it's a compulsion. I don't know. Why don't you tell me, internet?
Look it up on Google. You're going to die.
Yeah.
You make too many jokes, you're dead.
Oh god. All right, go on.
Yeah, no, and then fucking it's very common to have physical injuries. And so,
Yeah.
everyone got shin splints, everyone had weird ankle stuff. And then if you do, you get time off of the sport to have physical therapy in the pool across the street. That's what you did.
Only the pool.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
so at one point my ankle started hurting and it started cracking and I'm like, what?
Oh
This
my
is kind of weird.
god.
And
This is
it's like,
kind of weird.
yeah,
Whoopsie poopsie.
it's hard to walk on. And so I went up to my coach, like, I think something's wrong with my ankle. I don't know what's happening. And he's like, you're fine. Keep running. I'm like, okay. And then that ankle ends up in a brace because I can barely, like, run or walk on it.
Yeah.
But I don't cry because I'm like, oh, I'll suck it up. It doesn't, this isn't the
Yeah.
worst. Or I'll stop before it puts me into tears.
Yeah.
And then my other ankle starts acting up because I was probably running on it weird. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, nah. And he's like, nah. So other people
Like,
that burst into tears got to have physical therapy and go to the doctor. And I'm wearing braces for
oh,
months.
you have
And then
no idea.
I stopped doing sports for like how many years because I was juggling college and high school.
Yeah.
And then
I
now my
hate that.
ankle cracks. I can do jumping jacks.
Ah,
It cracks every time I
it's
jump.
so annoying. See, you're right. That's exactly what it is, though, right? Because people just, I don't know, you know. It's
Mm,
like if you don't, it's the performance thing. If you don't show it, people don't believe you, And it's just like, I just, you know why I don't cry? It's because I've been beaten. I'm dead inside, you know?
Mhm.
Like, like, there's nothing left. You open up the valves and it's just like poof, you know, with like the dust coming out. Gen Z ruined mental illness by making depression their quirk. Yeah. That's not everybody for sure, you know? Not everybody who cries and is dramatic about like mental illness or whatever is not sick, right? But
Mhm.
like if you're just like, I mean, how would you even know? It's just a lack of education, you know? How would you know that what you have is or is not depression, you know? You kind of rely on the people around you, and if you've been
Mhm.
raised with like, if I cry, people are nice to me, then that's what's gonna happen. See, what I got raised on was if I cry, no one cares. Stop. You know, and it's just, I don't know. You and I, we're two peas in a pod, you
Yeah, but
know?
the difference is, yeah, the level of education. Like, if that happened to me now, I could
Yeah.
easily go to a doctor that I don't have. Wait a second.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hold on now.
theoretically,
Theoretically,
if
the
I
theoretical
had,
doctor.
I was confident I had something, I could get it
Yeah.
confirmed by someone who could be like, no, no, she's telling the truth. And then they'd have to
Yeah.
receive, like, now we have the knowledge that we don't have to just accept what people say and we can prove
Yeah.
ourselves. And
'Cause we're
so,
older.
yeah, now we're
'Cause we
older.
learned this.
Yeah. So the difference is that someone who has brain adulting has to believe us,
Yeah.
or we have to be an adult ourselves to be able to
Yeah.
like fight for our
Oh.
own cases.
Oh. It's like the worst part about being a kid is that you have to rely on these fucking idiots to like do anything in life.
Hmm.
Like Jesus Christ, that's the biggest. Oh, it's like the number one thing I knew as a kid with like the teachers and stuff around me is that they were all stupid and didn't want to be there, and they just did not care, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, if you know that as a kid, who do you go to? Well, the parents, like my parents didn't believe me because they're like, "It's a good school. We pay a lot of money for it. There's no way that a lot of money can correlate to something bad. Do you see this piece of shit I bought for 50,000 euros? There's no way it's bad because it cost 50,000 euros. What do you mean it smells like shit? Get out of here." You know? And it's
Yeah.
just like, there's no one else. I didn't have a therapist. I didn't have friends. Friends are just other dumbass kids. And you know what the worst part is? You
Yeah, what?
know, it's like the other kids are weak. You have no idea how weak other kids are. Like when I was a kid, I was like, oh yeah, you know, I was angry. You know, I was like, I'm
Hmm.
not gonna take crap. You know, lying
Is
down.
this
Like
the
if somebody,
principal story?
yeah, like, like people accused me of stuff when I was a kid. It's like, you vandalized this, you know, to me and my group of friends, you know,
Hmm.
friends, or should I say, like, ratty snakes who are weak, disgusting, no backbone, fucking pieces of crap, right? They like like some freaking old grumpy British man is like, "Well, you vandalized this. You broke the bathrooms." And then I was like, "No, we didn't." Because even as a kid, I'm like, I know what vandalism is. Do you see graffiti all over the bathroom? Are you mentally challenged, old man? Are you senile? You know, and we didn't do anything wrong. I can't stress this enough. You know what did happen?
Huh.
Like these idiots were playing tag, and they went into the bathroom, and then they slammed the doors like behind them, you know, and obviously that made a loud noise, and that's what alerted Mr. Old McFart, you know. And then they drag us out, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, this is all your fault. Everything's broken," you know. And you know what I said? I said no to him. I was like, "No, it's not." You know, but you know what? Four of the five other kids, including me, did. They just hung their little limp dick heads, and they were like, "Yes, yes, we vandalized. We are bad boys. Please punish me." Oh, you have, it's like the even now, like my rage with that. If I could go back in time, I would, like, you have no idea how much I would yell at those fucking like old British farts. Like even like towards the end of school when I was like
Hmm.
17, 18, no teacher would ever pick on me anymore because I think they saw that anger in my eye, you know, because every day, I can tell you, every day of school, I was just waiting. I was waiting. I was like, yeah, you know, tell me something. try to scold me for some bull crap like you did before. Just go ahead and try. And they
Yeah.
never did. They never did, not even once.
Mhm.
Because I was like two barrels, waiting. I was gonna unload on them. Yeah, like if there was anything that broke through like the apathy of depression, it was seething rage, you know.
Which
And
is
I'm
why you
like,
had so many problems later. It
yeah,
all makes sense.
yeah, well, goddamn. All right. Do you want to keep talking about this, or should I go back to fixing you?
Oh, well, it's all connected, right? Like, we, as adults, we can see why we didn't like people. It's very
Yeah.
obvious why.
Well, it's funny, right? I'm gonna carry my people hate forward into my adult life.
Hmm.
Um,
I think it's better now because you can, when or stop hating the people who are bad, but it doesn't
hmm,
stop you from moving forward and dragging more people into your pit of hell.
yeah, yeah,
And that's the difference. Like, you're not obsessing about it. It's not something that consumes your thoughts every day and affects every
yeah,
decision you make. Like, you would never
yeah.
be streaming if you still were
If I
that
still had
into
that
it.
hate.
Uh-huh. You
Yeah,
would
I
be
guess not.
like, I would never stream for those.
Those cretins. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I got you.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why it's
but
why
back.
it ends up weird that, like, it's not what you do that's bad. It's always the intention behind it.
Yeah.
Like your comic. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the comic, the
Hmm.
the the gag comics?
No, the one where Heck is loss of dramaticism. See, it's not loss
Yeah.
of dramaticism that's bad. It's what kind of story are you telling?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's true. But yeah, anyways, OCD, right? Let's try and fix your
Sure,
brain.
sure.
Um, okay, so the reason why lots of people have obsessive compulsive disorders is because it stems from fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm flicking the light switch 50 times because I'm afraid that if I don't, something bad's gonna happen. I'm checking the door. Like it's something like this. Let me give you a real life
Mm-hmm.
example that I heard from someone who
Mm-hmm.
has OCD. It's
Mm-hmm.
like if I don't like make sure the door is closed 6 times and then go downstairs and then go back upstairs to check again that the door is closed 6 times,
Mm-hmm.
then someone's gonna break in and they're gonna like rummage through my stuff and they're gonna find my passport and then they're gonna like take it with them and then I won't have a passport and then now I'm gonna be in this country all alone without a passport and because I don't have a passport I'm gonna like lose my job and then I'm going to be homeless and then when I'm homeless, I won't have any food and I'll starve and I'll die you know
Yeah.
and then that's like the chain of thought that'll happen in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like I gotta keep checking the door, make sure it's definitely closed. And what checking the door is doing is it's a sort of fear avoidance. It's like I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to feel fear if I can make absolutely sure that the scenario that I'm picturing in my head doesn't happen.
Yep.
And as long as I can make sure it doesn't happen, there's nothing to fear. Therefore, I won't be afraid. Therefore, I'm just going to keep up with my compulsive behaviors. That's why a lot of people who have OCD are completely aware of their issues. Like, I mean, I'm aware of my issues. I know what compulsive behaviors I do, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and or like what stuff I try to avoid. Like hypochondria. I had hypochondria for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's slightly better now, in the sense that I don't try to rush off to the hospital in any sense. But the ground principle is the same, which is that like I could be sick because there's a risk that I could be sick. I should still go and check to make sure I'm not, to avoid all the bad affiliations with like sickness and death and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a tiny lump in my arm. It's like that could just have been there always because it's a muscle, or it could be a tumor. And if it's a tumor, and if I don't catch it now, and I just ignore it, then maybe later I'm gonna lose my arm, or even worse, it's gonna spread, and then I'm gonna die.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, OCD is a kind of anxiety. It all stems from fear, and fear avoidance. And going to the doctor to me, was like fear avoidance. There's no way I can be sick if like a professional checks me out and tells me I'm not sick. And therefore I've avoided the fear of what could happen, like if
Mm-hmm.
I actually am sick, or that anxiety. And see, we've moved so far away from the original topic, so I'm not exactly sure how to link it back to
Oh,
you.
I'll do
Mm,
it.
yeah, okay, go ahead.
Oh, you were done?
Well, fear avoidance, just the only way to solve it is to not avoid the fear.
Yeah,
That's
this
literally the
is
only thing to do. You just gotta face it, you just gotta be like, "Yep, I could have a tumor, and I could be dying, and I'm just not gonna let it affect me." So, there you go.
yeah, well, this is exactly why it's not working for me because it works in my own stuff, right? I can just
Well, hold on.
chuck
I'm
away
so sorry. I
it.
just read the title of our stream.
Wait, I forgot what I named it last night. I don't remember. Oh.
Oh, god. Uh, and
I'm glad you
yeah.
approve of art.
Yeah, panic farting. It fits pretty well.
hmm I
Uh,
called it in the middle of the
yeah.
night. I knew
Yeah, you
exactly what
sure
today
did.
was gonna be.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's
Alright.
because I can in my own practices in my own stuff when I have complete control of the situation, I can move forward because I can go, nothing bad is going to happen and nothing bad will happen. And it's
Yeah.
working. I progressed in art. You saw me progress from something who didn't do much to someone who kept finishing stuff one after the other. And
Yeah,
that's when I
yeah.
was left alone. Then the reason why I'm not making any progress is
Yeah.
because the fear, the quote unquote imaginary fear that could be I'm trying to avoid is just in my face. The reality is that sometimes your performance doesn't please people, and they'll always,
Yeah.
sometimes it's okay, but it's not. It's not great. And the things I'm afraid about is being told back to me by multiple people. Multiple people can see
Yeah.
this thing I'm afraid of, and then I'll never get over it because the fear is being
Yeah, yeah.
confirmed. It's there. It's
So
real.
yeah, the issue with you is just that you're in a professional setting, which is like the worst place to like develop your like healthier attitudes.
hmm
It's like you need room for that, and you just don't have that room, unfortunately, right? That's the reality
hmm
of the situation, is that the room you usually have for developing yourself and all that stuff is just spent like working, because you need to eat. It's blah, blah, huh? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. It's Maslow's pyramid hierarchy of needs, right?
hmm
um you know what, why am I drawing this out? Uh I can just freaking pull it up because I have the power of Google
Look,
and
you
streaming.
draw everything you talk about. You might as well.
Yeah, but this is more complicated because I don't remember
Mm-hmm.
it exactly either. You know what? Fine, I'll draw it out and just have the reference image.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the tippy top, oh look, I think I heard waffle.
Oh yeah, he's finally given up trying to sleep after my
Yeah,
rant,
I
my
heard.
rampage
I
about how my fears are in my face.
the very sexy groan that I heard. I was like, oh, hello.
The sexy groan of dismay and acceptance of
Yeah.
the shit store.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
You be paying attention?
Mm.
Waffle, you paying attention too?
Waffles reluctantly paying attention.
All right, look. So at the very tippy top of the pyramid, you
Mm-hmm.
have the self-actualization, which is essentially like I can do creative projects all I want.
Mm-hmm.
That's at the very top. Is like I have achieved my potential. I
Yeah.
can work on creative projects, I can do art,
Mm-hmm.
like without any like I guess interruptions, so to say.
Yeah.
I am just like I'm doing the best I can, essentially, right?
Yep.
And let me just reiterate, this is the top of the pyramid. This needs to be built up first before you can even dream of getting here,
Yep.
you know? And this is also the only point in your life, right here at the top, where you're supposed to go on and help other people, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when people say help, they mean let me take on your issues, so
Mm-hmm.
that I can ignore mine, and you're doing both of yours a disservice because now this person doesn't grow at all because they're not dealing with their own issues,
Mm-hmm.
and you're dealing with other people's stress, and now you're unhappy too. If somebody has a bad boss, who's always mean to them, it's not your job to go and yell at them or to be offended by that, because that's not your boss, that's their boss. They should do that, and you can encourage them to do that, but you can't do it for them, you
Mm-hmm.
know so this tippy top here, when you're self-actualized and you actually know what the frick you're doing, then you can help people by encouraging them and not by taking on their freaking issues. Obviously, you can help them before this, but I'm mentioning it here because too many people don't understand what helping is. So I'm just gonna say, leave it until you're here. You know.
Yeah.
All right. The second pyramid thing, right below like self-actualization, is like the feeling of like support and accomplishment from like your community. It's like
Ah.
you're boosting your self-esteem. Like at this stage, this is to get like what you get at this stage, or what you need to get to this stage, is you need to be confident of yourself. It's like self-confidence.
Mm.
You trust in yourself. You feel accomplished in what you're doing. That doesn't mean you have to like have awards or some crap, but it means that you should at least look at what you're doing and say, yep,
Ah.
I'm doing this. This is good. you know
Mm-hmm.
and it's having self-respect. It's being respected by other people.
Uh-huh.
That's important. So that's all here. And then below that, the next thing of crap that you need. Right, this is all crap that you need, right, in
Yeah.
in the order of importance. I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but this is all stuff you need in the order of importance. The next thing below accomplishments you that you need is friendship. you know
Aw.
this is the community part where you're in love with people, or you don't
Mm.
even have to have a loving like sexual relationship. You can just have loving
Mm-hmm.
friendships. The point is that there's lots of love, and you love people, and you surround yourself with love. You just like people who are terrible for you, just don't be around them. How do you know if they're terrible for you? I don't know. Watch some other video on gaslighting or something. How am
Mm-hmm.
I supposed to know? But you surround yourself with love. You need
Oh,
that
I
too.
have
That's
an
the middle.
answer for that. You
Yeah.
probably
Oh.
do know and you're just lying to yourself.
Oh, there we go. Marsha's advice on loving relationships. But we're not a psychology
No,
channel.
no.
So, whatever. This is the stage where you get love and friendships, and like once again, love doesn't have to be sexual. It can just be like I love my friends, I love my family. The point is that you surround yourself with love, and you've got love at this stage. That's what you need. Halfway through, that's the halfway. That's the third most important thing that you need. Okay, third, you don't need a relationship to be happy. The people who are like, "Oh my god, this person completes me, and then together we'll be so good." No, you won't be. Because you're hinging your happiness on someone else. This no, be happy yourself. Find it on the inside, which of course is more difficult, but that's the only true way of being happy. And then have loving relationships. And obviously, to be happy yourself, you need love from the outside, but that doesn't mean that you say, "Oh, to be happy, I need this one specific person's love." It's like, no, you don't. You're stupid. Third most important. There's two more things that are more important than this. Idiot. Jesus Christ. All right.
Yeah, those
Uh,
times when people hinge their happiness on someone else, it always comes up later because, they're
yeah.
not completely satisfied. It's just like a symptom. And then eventually the actual problem will rear its head
Oh
up
yeah.
later.
It's ugly head. It's gonna be like, rah.
Mm.
All right. Next thing you have is safety. If you're not safe, you can't accomplish any of this. If you have like any relationship or like situation where you're unsafe, or you don't have a sense of security, much more than safety, I think security is what's here, right?
Hmm.
Then you can't achieve anything else. And guess what? This is the stage you're at. Because this includes employment and jobs and like work, and having a steady source of income and not having to worry where your freaking food comes from. and stuff like that, you know? This is where you're at, you know? Health, personal security, you know, being sure of that you can have somewhere to live, you know, very important, you know. That's right here, you know, the dum dum. So what I'm saying is, you break up with Waffle right now. Not allowed.
Yeah,
You
uh-huh.
cannot go here. No, no, stop.
You
uh,
removed your accomplishments and relationship privileges.
yeah,
No more talking to people.
yeah. Obviously, you can
Banned.
have stuff. That brings up a great point, which is obviously you can have stuff from these stages. You know, all these stages, except this one. You stay away from this one. You know, you can have those all the way down here or whatever. You know, who's to say that a homeless person can't have love? You know, that's stupid. It's just that in order of importance, you should be focusing at the bottom first and then
Oh,
moving up.
I have a good
You know.
analogy for that.
Oh yeah, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. So in this, okay, let me look how many fucking layers there are. One, I can count. This is
There's
fine.
5. I'm
Two.
counting.
Oh, okay, thank you. Three.
There's literally a third in the middle here.
So, what's the bottom layer?
Well, I'm gonna get to that. The bottom layer is the most basic. It's just like the fucking monkey needs. I'm gonna call it monkey stage, right?
Uh-huh.
Which is like monkey need banana, aka monkey
Ugh.
need food, monkey need water, you know, monkey need clothes, you know, stuff like that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like
So
like
basically surviving.
monkey need shelter, you know,
Basic
stuff like that.
survival.
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
monkey needs
cool.
sleep,
Oopsie. I
needs
turned
sleep,
it off.
monkey.
Alright, I got it, I got it. So, it's
Monkey need
basic.
air.
So sure, you can access any of these things at any point in your life, but it anything that's missing creates an instability. Like this is my pyramid. It's this thing stacked on top of some very rickety support beams right now.
Uh-huh.
And so it's not that you can't access these, it's that this thing here makes everything else unstable. So you can have it, but the slightest like rickety thing will affect everything else. Like you know, relationships can be fine until okay face until like
Oh, I gotta
financial
support it.
problems arise, and then you know the blame game starts. Like
Yeah.
I think one of my family members, after a long spell of unemployment, stressed the like system enough where I think one of them decided like it added stressors into a relationship that was already deteriorating, and it spiraled into like probably what was divorce.
Uh-huh.
I think you hear that a lot where relationships are fine until money is involved and then it's a problem. And so this
Yeah.
pyramid it also reflects like stressors.
Yeah. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, yeah. So I got it for you. You saved your
Thank
pyramid.
There we go. My pyramid's been saved.
Look at my
But yeah.
pyramid head, like
Oh, it's
and
beautiful.
then
It's about to
here I
collapse.
am. I'm just clinging to this.
Yay!
Here I am.
Wee!
I have my claws in it. I'm
Uh-huh.
clinging to the top.
Uh-huh. Wow, I love the raccoon tail. I see you finally accepted your identity.
May I suggest rob a bank? Also, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Now
yeah, we
this
can
is
always
the
go on. I'll fix
crime
it.
square. This is where the crime
I,
happens.
the only crime is you. Uh, yeah, there you go. You gotta work your way up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have steady employment, you know, and you're struggling to get the second bottom one, what was it? Like basic, like
Stability.
actually like the second basic thing is like you shouldn't be looking for romance, you know? And it's like if you I don't know, figure it out yourself. You're not stupid.
Well, it
Not
makes sense though. Okay, let's say these
yeah.
two are very unstable. Uh, and then, you know, you don't have it. But you have
Yeah.
easier access to this, right? And of course they're gonna do it because if they don't have these two, at all, and it's completely out of their control. The only
Yeah.
part of the pyramid they can actually grab onto is this rickety thing on the top shelf.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
this is almost Art Mountain. Like it's very,
Art
very
Mountain.
close because we always compare it to a mountain, but if we can compare the struggle to almost anything else. And so
Yeah.
it's like you're climbing up this mountain. It's an upwards fucking fight. And
Yeah, yeah.
the instability in the bottom just accounts for how easy it is to fall down it, basically.
Yeah. Oh boy. Art, art, art is a fart.
Art is a fart. That's a good title. We'll do that for next week. Art is a
Just keep coming up with these bangers out of nowhere, you know.
fart.
Uh, well, there you go. I don't know. I just wanted to pull it up to explain to you that you're halfway up, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Like,
it's
I
good.
mean, yeah, you don't have to worry about like I don't know what you were even worried about in the beginning. Just fucking stop worrying about it.
Oh, I know
Well,
exactly what it is.
yeah. Well, then why aren't you just rich then? What's
Oh
your issue?
no, no! Like I know what stemmed it. Like the core memories that spawn. It spawned from imposter syndrome. When this was brought up to me in like a video talking about pottery and how
What Potter?
perfectionism destroys growth. Oh wait a second.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, Christoph M. This guy's a super sexy voice. Oh my god.
Oh, it's Christoph. Hey, Christoph. I forgot that you had access to my Instagram. Get out of here.
Oh,
I
is
don't need
this
the Instagram
who did
algorithm that bad.
who did?
That's my real life friend, you know?
Oh, the
The
one you're
one
gonna,
the
you're
one that
gonna
I'm gonna
fuck in for
just
future children that don't exist.
oh right. Mhm.
You have like a
If
list of
Christoph
children you're going to steal away in
if
the night, and they're
Christoph's
on the
child
list.
yeah, if he has children
Right,
and he
right,
dies, I will take his children. They will be mine to consume.
right, right. Good luck, kitten. Good luck on your chem. I mean, good luck on your chem test.
Uh-huh. That sounds so much darker than it had to. Oh boy. Thanks for checking in, kitten.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's just us and Christoph. Yeah, Christoph's my real life friend. We went to school together. You remember? He sure would have enjoyed the stories I was telling earlier.
I'm sure he's
I
heard them
was
thousands of times.
yeah,
Wait,
while I was saying them, I was like, man, Christoph would sure enjoy this.
is this the person that you keep forgetting can smell?
Yeah, well, that's not really of importance, is it?
Uh huh.
It may
So,
or may not be.
oh, I'm so happy to be the person who continually gets pissed off by you.
Uh-huh.
I'm so
Uh,
glad.
I was wondering when the two of you would meet. You two are my dear friends, and now you two can know each other. Quick, speech, spoken to one another.
Hello. How, on a scale of 1 to thrown in the ocean, how much do you want to beat up Hank? I just have to know.
He would never beat me up. We're the bestest of friends. He's a gentle giant, is he? Isn't he?
Gentle giants are very, conveniently can throw people in the ocean.
Uh-huh.
Very easily, like casually even. On a
Yeah,
casual
casual ocean throw.
Tuesday, and you're going into the
Uh-huh.
ocean.
Is this what you dream of when you dream of being tall?
You already beat him. That's a good answer. Mm.
Oh boy. Oh well. But yeah,
It's
what
nice
were we
meeting
talking about?
you, other person who can. Oh,
Yeah,
you
there
can
you go.
slap Heck IRL. I'm so jealous.
All right, enough of this.
Oh yeah, so I know where my problem stemmed from. It's an imposter
Right.
syndrome because
Isn't imposter
very
syndrome
early.
reserved for those very famous people?
No,
Huh?
no, you can have imposter syndrome at any stage of your growth. Like, let's say you don't consider yourself an artist after you studied for how many years. You can make
Oh,
comics. You
okay.
can actually do a webtoon if you wanted. You could do gag comics if you didn't feel like you were
Yeah,
shilling out to the masses.
yeah.
Yeah, it's you can do it. You can look. It's a symptom you can experience at any point in your life, and it's free for all. You can do it
Yeah,
anytime.
I got you. So it's like I kind of understand what you mean because when I was in school, I had what's the opposite of imposter syndrome when someone does it to you?
Overconfident. Oh wait,
Forced imposter syndrome, foster syndrome,
foster. Oh, that's a good one. No, no, keep that. It is. They
foster
fostered it.
syndrome.
You were fine, and then
Oh boy.
someone came over and fucked you up. They fostered
Yeah,
it.
they
They.
fostered me. Yeah, that's what it was. Cause I
Mhm.
did art in school, but I never really took it very far. And part of the reason was just because when I brought up art, like the fact that I was doing art, when I brought it up to people, their response would always be like, "Yeah, but you're not a real artist. You
Mhm.
know, real art is like I don't know what they even consider to be real art, like landscape paintings. That's
Yeah,
usually
it's
what people
probably really misguided
default to.
idea of what art is. They forget that
Yeah.
everything they see and touch is made of like probably some
Yep.
level of graphic design.
And I at one point I saw one of those posts that a lot of people see. I'm assuming, which is that like if you make art, you're an artist, and I felt super motivated. I was like, yeah, I do make art. I am an artist, no matter what people say. You know,
Hmm.
and then I try to go into school with that mentality, and I was still hit, but like, yeah, but it's not real art. It's not real. It's just like art, but it's not real. I have no idea if anything I could have done at that point would have been real enough for these people,
Hmm.
you know. But it certainly wasn't at the time, and it's just one of those things where I don't know. You just feel like crap afterwards. You're like, I'm not an artist. So yeah, foster syndrome. I never had imposter syndrome. Only foster syndrome.
Hmm.
Do you still have the abomination we made in art class? Yes, I believe I do. Me and Christoph, we what the people in school considered to be art class was like here's a bunch of wires and a bunch of
Oh, you did
corks.
basic sculpture. You did basic sculpture class 101.
Yeah, possibly. Except that we had like it was very pointy. What we made, it was very
Uh-huh.
pointy. It was very hurtful. Like it was
Was it
art
a
that harmed
mountainscape
people.
of boobs? Like,
No, it was like a weird bee that like could sting people on all places except for the stinger, and
uh-huh.
it was just like pointy and it was angry,
Hmm.
and that thing. Oh boy, it sat on my shelf for years. I wonder if I still have
You
it.
could use it as a
If I
bludgeoning weapon. Hey, put it on the
yeah,
reward list
if
for our future videos.
oh, you want it? You want my
A drawn
old bee
version of it.
statue?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
No, no,
my
you're right.
god.
You're right. We should do the drawn one and the real one so that I can put it on
Yeah,
my desk.
sure.
My future office is gonna have this bee sculpture.
It's like a danger to society if you
Perfect.
keep it in
It
your
belongs on my
fridge.
desk.
Like I can guarantee you'll probably get tetanus from it or some crap. You gotta be
Beamination.
real. You gotta be real careful with that stuff. Like if there was an intruder, I am almost 100% certain you could effectively defend yourself using my former art project.
Look, you say
Uh,
less. You already sold me on it. You don't need to
well,
pump it up more.
all right. Well, yeah. What were we saying?
Oh yeah, I
I
know
was saying that I
exactly.
have to pee, and that's what I was saying.
Oh.
I don't know what you were saying.
Oh,
I
because
gotta go
the
pee.
event. Oh my god. Okay, well, I'll
I gotta
dream
go pee,
about
and
the
then
abomination while you
yeah,
urinate.
fill in the space. I guess it's just gonna be you and Christoph,
Yeah, yeah,
and then
hello.
dream about imposter and foster syndrome, and
Uh-huh.
then we'll I'll get back. I'll get back. I'll see you.
Oh, so do you have any incriminating stories that you would like to share with the class? Oh, because all I got is stories where he forgets something very crucial. But you have plenty of those. Too many? Yeah, that's fair. Hmm. Has he told you about has he talked to you about D&D at all? Because I can't believe this guy's never played many TTRPG games. Because as soon as he got wind of it's become like an obsession. Yeah? Is that so? Hmm. So his tendency for kidnapping was like always a thing. I guess how better to defend oneself from the world but to make your own little city, right? But
What the
yeah,
fuck is going on here?
what? Nothing.
uh,
No, what are you talking about? I'm filling in the airspace.
yeah,
I did
sure you are.
exactly as
I believe you.
instructed. It was, nothing's happening.
Anyways, I realized I didn't take my pills today,
Mm.
aka my vitamin C. I talked to my therapist and she was like, "You best be taking vitamin C after your cold." I'm like, "All right, I guess I will." Well, what fun stuff did you talk about?
So, did you ever have a basement project? Like,
Yeah, well, my okay, look, my what he's referring to
yeah,
is
yeah,
my family had like a very deep basement,
yeah.
like more deep than necessary. And we always joked that there were like hidden compartments, hidden spaces in the basement where we kept children
Oh
who
yeah,
were like
great.
slaving away in mines underneath my house. And I will not confirm or deny that that was ever the case or not, you
Uh-huh.
know? So, I mean, we don't have that house anymore, so it's up to the new owners to dig out their skeleton. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways,
Oh
I
yeah.
realized I made my border too thick, so I'm making a thinner one. What do you think? Because this one is fine, but it is
Mm.
it is a little thick.
It's thick, just like all the things you do
Ah,
with your
come on.
thing.
No, look at what I did. You see this? Somewhere in the selection process, I selected this thing. And now I'm gonna have to go back, which means oh here we go. Okay. Wasn't that
He
bad. Yeah, sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, you always have really thick lines. As long as it's contrasting the other lines, it's okay. But more
Yeah.
screen space, the better. But yeah, I know
Yeah, I wasn't
exactly where my shit comes from because when I was young and didn't have any scope of my skills, people were encouraging, me to do art. I replaced a
mm,
final with a mural. That's how extreme it got. Where
yeah, yeah.
schooling was like, you're such a good student. I know you're gonna ace this final, so just paint me a mural,
Yeah.
and that
It's
was
kind
my
of like
move.
you dodged out of the responsibility
Yeah, and
by
then
by and then you felt like you didn't deserve it.
no, no, no. This is just leading up to the actual example.
Right.
And it got to the point where I did so many things for the school, like posters and whatnot, that a
Mm.
photographer came by and was like, I don't have a background. Can I just take pictures in front of this poster you did that spans the width of like our fucking gym?
Oh, he
And I'm
doesn't
like, yeah.
have a photo background. I was
Hmm.
like, I don't have a background. I'm an amateur photoist.
So yeah, and then after that, she, every time you have a school dance, she needs a background decoration. She's like, I'm just gonna hire
Mm.
you, paint me a background, and I'm like, okay. And so, and this person is a actual professional, actual photographer, actually does stuff, and so she's well aware of what things cost in the world.
Enough child labor.
Yeah, and so she gave me fair prices, like whatever price because this is just poster paint on big paper, right? And so
Yeah.
she gave me, it'd be like $100 to a few $100 commissions, and
Mm.
I'm a high schooler. I I
Yeah.
barely know what perspective is.
Ah!
I'm self-taught. I'm
Money.
and I'm like, well, this is great, and sure, it was very
Yeah.
supportive, and I thrived off of it, but also as I grew older, I knew exactly what I did wrong. I knew that this wasn't worth the money she paid me. I knew the things, like
Yeah,
some things I could do, and the samples, and then when I actually painted it, it would turn out differently because of course it did, of course.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
and then you know, it just got worse and worse. I had some really, really good ones that I could even put in my portfolio right now, and then I have some really bad ones which I never want to think of ever again.
uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
so I think that fixation on it just caused this like thing where now I know that I have such weaknesses and people will ask for things that I don't think are good and they'll still pay me hundreds of dollars for things that I don't think is good and I feel such
Yeah,
shame.
yeah,
And and then now it's not something I'm imagining. Now people are like, "Oh, this pose is weird. I don't really like that." And I'm like,
yeah, yeah. It it kind of it's funny because I don't think more skill is going to fix your issue, you know?
hmm,
Because some like you gotta admit that sometimes the audience, the viewer, the client is a fucking clown as well, you
hmm,
know? They'll be like, this pose is weird, and then it could be perfectly fine, you know? It could be the
hmm,
best pose that was ever drawn, and they wouldn't know, you know. But it's just like a gut feeling or like an emotion. It's
hmm,
not backed by technical knowledge either. So while like viewer response is very important, you know, it doesn't always mean that you're doing something wrong, which is like, I mean, that harkens back to the beginning of this thing where you told me like what my art teacher said about the drama is just essentially an opinion,
hmm,
right? And it can just be whatever it is, you know. It doesn't it mean that I did something wrong, you know.
hmm.
And what the hell is going on in your background? Is Waffle washing something?
Oh, that's a coffee maker.
Oh, oh, you can hear it. The point is that you know, this is just a dumb brain thing, you know, that you have to kind of fix for yourself eventually, I guess. That's like the best advice I can give. Fix it. uh
Yeah,
cuz
what's
yeah,
really funny about this is that one of my commissioners was
they
like, "This
start
leg
crying.
looks weird." And then
Yeah.
so if you look at my screen, what was weird was they were staring at the piece so long that they didn't read that they saw this crook in the leg, and they were like, "That shit's a chicken leg." And I'm like, "No, a straight leg isn't straight. It does this and then it curves inward and then here's the
Yeah.
calf." And then they're like, "Oh, so I've done that before. I've actually been able to, body
You
my
yell
way
at
to
the
going,
client.
no, dude, this is how legs are. Look, just stand up right now. Look at your leg. It does this." And
Yeah, yeah.
I've done that recently. This is within the past, how many months. But then,
Months
like,
and months and months
yeah.
go by and you've done it once.
So there's situations where I've actually done that. But when you know
Yeah,
when let's go back to the example of Hades and BB's large commission where I just couldn't draw
yeah,
two men side by side. Like she knows enough about structure. She's an animal and she man artist. She looks at
yeah,
she looks at male bodies a lot and she looks at
yeah,
horses a lot. She's very good at
yeah,
structure. Not
yeah,
maybe a little weak in rendering, but her structure point on. And so she
yeah.
saw this and she's like, "Nah, this is weird." I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I can't really argue with that. So while I know my brain is sabotaging me, it's not that they're wrong in this
Yeah.
case. It's just that I can't overcome this. I can't do something my brain has because I stressed out to the fuck where I can't retrieve it.
Yeah. Because is it just the freaking feedback is so crippling and so helpful?
Well, I would say it's not, but it must be because it's affecting me. Because, like, if I look at myself
Yeah,
now, I wouldn't be able to tell that I'm depressed by the feedback because,
yeah.
I can easily just pick up and move on. But I must be affected by it because
At
I'm
least
not
a little bit,
progressing.
right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. How's this? It's a lot thinner now.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's a
kept the
good
other one.
size.
Hold on, let me put the other one on top so that it can. There you go. So
Mhm.
this is what it was before, and now it's a lot thinner. If I turn on the sign, it's like whack.
Yeah, thin is good because I even
Yeah,
thinned out mine. as well.
I think so too. I
Mm.
think I could go even thinner, but this is fine for now.
Yeah, yeah.
Here, can you imagine me talking? Hold on, where is it? Hello, Marsh. You suck. Your mother is. uh, there you go. Does he look sufficiently upset? It's
Yeah,
such a like
yeah.
strained, like from the distance it looks more angry and accusatory, but when you zoom in, you really see that pain of like, "Ah,
Why am I here?
why am
Oh.
I alive?" Right. There you go. That's exactly the mood I want to convey. I want
Mm-hmm.
people to come in and think I'm angry, and then realize I'm really just suffering.
That's you in a nutshell.
Uh, yep. Oh, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa.
Mm.
All
Lol.
right.
Then the Discord, the stream is lagging, so it just you just fused into one image.
Well, here we go.
Mm.
Um, not sure what to do now, to be honest. I mean, I could work on my homework.
What is your homework?
Another comic.
Oh yeah, what kind?
Don't know. I haven't opened the email.
Oh,
I keep the
okay.
email unopened too. As a little Kinder Egg surprise, and it's like, yay!
Ah, that's
I just
cute.
know that he said it was going to be a prompt
Uh huh.
for just another comic. Yeah, just another comic prompt, and it was going to be 4 panels. And I think he said there would be more of a focus on camera angles, or something like that. I have so much time left. Crap.
Oh, it
I've only
must
been.
be because he's gonna focus on what camera angles convey emotion based on their last comic.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's so much time left. I can't really dodge out of art.
Uh huh.
I mean, I guess I'm technically finished, so I'm in that mood of like, I done, I finish.
Yeah, okay, okay. Then how about you sketch something that would like make you kind of happy? Not aim to finish, just aim to sketch, you know? So then you don't reward yourself with no art. You just kind of go like, "Ah, I did it. Okay, I'm going to start on something else." And then in the middle of that, you can be like, "Ah, yes. Now I
Right,
take a
right, right.
break."
Well, let's see. I'm just gonna whip up a comic canvas real quick. Uh, A4, A5, whatever. Resolution, blah blah blah. That all seems good. Here we go. Ooh, it's a comic canvas. I'm a professional artist.
Wow.
Oh wow. All right. Sorry. We've kind of derailed from conversation. What
Heck, you be developed for the comic we were talking about yesterday. You need help.
you you be you need y- what?
You need help for the comic we were talking about yesterday?
Did we talk about a comic yesterday? I only remember talking about One Piece yesterday.
Mrs. Waking up the missus by accident.
The one oh, I remember. Kristoff and the missus, he smacked her in the face. very very nonchalantly in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And
As you do.
he was so afraid that he had woken her up and that she would be angry because she was wearing a sleeping mask and he had knocked the sleeping mask off,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then he just very gently, very quietly pulled the sleeping mask back down, you know. And then like 2 seconds later, all you could hear was like snowing start again. That was very cute. No, I'm not gonna do that. I have homework to do. I need to do this depressing story about a crash landing alien. There you go. That's what it is. Four
Oh.
panels. All right. Extreme long shot panel. Oh, yeah, he's teaching me like the uh, what's it called? Camera angles. Right. So let's do
Mm.
some thumbnailing. Right. Let's do some
Yeah,
basic.
that's the good
That's
beginning
always the
thing.
fun part.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 panels. There's one extreme long shot. I immediately go for like the long panel. I
Mm-hmm.
like these long panels, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Extreme long shot, then another extreme long shot. I can literally do this again and then have just the camera angle change. Uh, and then a medium shot. The figure continues to walk. Oh boy. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Figure continues to walk. Maybe something like this, and then something like this. So, professional artist at work here, guys.
Tough.
Let's see. Okay. On a distant horizon, smoke rises from a crashed ship. A silhouetted figure has exited the spacecraft and can be seen. I can't read the email because
Because
for some reason Google won't zoom out enough to show me the. A silhouetted figure has exited the spacecraft and can be seen approaching. He is still in the background and close to the spacecraft. So this reminds me of this Instagram artist. You know him? What's it? It's like art something. Yeah, the Ether Brothers. The Ether Brothers. Sounds like they drug people. No, it's like the something brothers, and they always post like short art tips or something, and sell their book. And one of them is always like they love their. That's where I get most of my like what's it called what, Jory, help me out here. What's it
art,
called?
those quick art tips.
Yeah, but like when you design a panel page and you're like triangle, circles on the side, what's that called?
Composition,
Composition.
perspective.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
composition. Yeah, that's it. They always help me like with the composition because they always have like the cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm so tempted to make this a close-up shot, because it's like the figure rising. This doesn't actually look like um he's rising from a spaceship. Maybe if I draw it like here.
Yeah, some
There we
sort of rendering of a spaceship for
go.
context is basically required.
Yeah, a crashed spaceship, and then maybe like a little bit more of a hill. You'd think that thumbnailing is my favorite part, but it's actually not. You know, I enjoy far more the line arting phase at this point because I'm so good at it compared to everything else.
Mm.
So I'm gonna have this
Especially
figure
now
stand.
that you're starting to get over how slow it makes you.
Yeah, it's just whatever you practice the most becomes your best thing. It's always like that. But yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to concentrate, so I can't think of like a lot of interesting topics. But
Oh
anything you
no, I was
want to
just
talk about?
letting you go because I don't need to interrupt you when you're going through your
No,
thingy.
no, you can
But
interrupt me. You can tell me that I'm garbage and I suck.
oh no,
I
this is
mean, that's
fine.
different.
Like
Oh, it's
people
fine. Is
hearing
it
about processes. Oh, it's so convenient
FIEINDENY?
now that you because people, especially intro to art, are people who are vaguely curious. They're not gonna know anything, and so hearing people talk about the process kind of lets them know that there's more out there. You know.
Yeah.
Mm.
It doesn't feel far away enough, so I'm gonna draw in some. Yeah, here we go. Here's a little trick you can do. If it feels like they're too close, draw in some objects in the foreground to establish perspective. I don't
Mm.
know. That sound right, Marsh?
I mean, yeah. I have trouble making things look really big in the distance because just fading and size is all I have as tools for it.
I feel like making things look big in the background is even easier. Like you see this, just if I just draw like I think it's all like tricks, right? If you just give them like a huge hunkering like torso but like a tiny head, and then you kind of keep the arms down because that's what like giants do, it's like super sluggish. And then you don't even draw in the feet fully. Who knows? They just go in like this. That kind of looks like a giant in the background, right?
I mean, it can with the.
A barren
It
lunar
really
landscape.
depends on the where the lines go, because Like, you could even just draw something with a bunch of tiny birds around it. And that's what a lot of
Yeah.
things end up doing. But
He
it doesn't really. There's something, that when you don't quite know what you're doing, so there's a little something missing that's just slightly uncanny valley.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, wait. So he also wanted in the first shot something like lunar windmills extend into the sky, you know.
Hmm.
I definitely made the
Oh, now we're
spaceship.
gonna go right into it. So, do you want these to look big?
I want them to look far off in the distance. Kind of like this. Here
Hmm.
you go. Now the issue is definitely this, because I've made this too flat now. If I just kind of drag this to the bottom and the spaceship is kind of here,
Hmm.
you know, and then I do it like this and I kind of draw in a groove where the spaceship has crashed from. And let's readjust the smoke a little bit to come more from this little boy. Then, it looks more so. And then look, I'll draw a little path here to
Hmm.
make it seem like humans do come along this way. And the nice thing about drawing a path is you can lie and make it seem like stuff is so far away. Look at this. Oh my god, the path has just been reduced to a line. That's how far away it is, Stuff
It's
like that.
it's connecting.
Yeah.
The line is connecting.
What about the line?
Um,
This one?
yeah,
It's connecting because it's a path.
but it's
You
a
go.
hill. You won't see where the
Oh,
thing
I
is.
understand like this. Took me a second to get what you're talking about.
Mhm.
There we go.
Yeah.
See, and then I kind of finagle this hill like this, and
Mhm.
then like this, and then I can draw a figure. See, what I'm gonna rely on. What does it say? Technology similar to wind farms extend up into the sky on the distant horizon. Smoke rises from a crashed spacecraft. A silhouetted figure has exited the spacecraft and can be seen approaching. He's still in the background. Okay, so what I'm going to rely on is here's rocks, here's rocks, here's rocks, here's the
I'm gonna rely on
background a
rocks
little. Yeah, just extend
because
the
they lie.
background. Smoke can be a little bit translucent,
Mhm.
and then what I'm going to rely on is the smoke color. So if this is all like one solid color, then it's easier for me to kind of just silhouette somebody in. And I'm the worst at silhouettes,
Mhm.
especially with like scale and like making things seem apparent. Like I can't see that at all. So
Well, you
how about
also have a big, vague pen. Yeah. There you go.
there you go.
Why don't you draw the figure and then you kind of make it smaller? Because
Well,
a lot of
because I
people.
already did this. That's why.
Well, you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to just do it later though. Because
uh,
yeah, you could just sketch the figure and then outline it.
I guess because it's not important right now. It's just like thumbnailing. Who knows if I'm gonna keep this
Oh
layout, right?
yeah, fair,
That's
fair.
why. That's the whole point of thumbnailing. You twit,
Well, you're
completely
getting into
ruining my
you're
groove.
getting into
The
details already.
Emperor's
Look
groove.
at all of those details
This is
already.
not detailing. This is just like this is standard stuff. This is standard background stuff. SVS.
Hmm.
All right, next panel. At the same extreme long shot, the figure is closer, reaching the midground, and you can see
Oh yeah, I
he's
was
wearing.
gonna say that the thing about you going slow and line art, that's me with like anatomy. I need to go faster as well, more just
Yeah,
gesture because I'll just learn quicker and go through the bad poses faster.
that's funny because this for the first time when I tab in, you're still working on the same stuff and not way ahead of me.
Yeah, it's because
Look,
this is. portfolio is in the same category as commission because it depends. It's how other
Mm,
people will find me. And you know what? Portfolios mean nothing for like over renderers. You can over rendering in the industry is like one of the easier things to do, which involves
yeah.
like the a lot of weird coloring techniques, and so the fundamentals are what they hire off of, and fundamentals are my weakest. So I'm just
Yeah. Uh-huh.
hmm.
Oh my god. The fundament it really is funny how art always harkens back to like the first few things you do, you know? It's like the
Hmm.
very first few lessons are always the most important.
Hmm.
Especially like see one thing that I wish people had taught me that nobody taught me was the observational art skill, you
Hmm.
know?
You weren't you needed the tutor for that.
Yeah.
People tried. People tried.
Yeah. People, unnamed people.
Yeah, multiple
Un-
people on
multiple unnamed people. I couldn't possibly imagine who you're talking about right now.
it.
Anyways, what do you think of this? I'm gonna do a little tricky trick, clever thing and flip the perspective so
Mm-hmm.
that now we're looking from the spacecraft onwards. So it's still an extreme shot, but it's the opposite way, and he should be about halfway. So maybe he's like, where? He's like, I'm walking,
You
walking.
know, I
This guy's
like
a
it,
legend.
but I feel like it fits more as the first one. Or the second one could like if you change from the smoke silhouette to more in the
Yeah,
foreground,
yeah,
will the first thing
yeah,
we think is oh, this
yeah.
person that we don't know is leaving a craft. And then the second one is like, oh my god, this is the world they landed on. And oh, look at the close up of the character concept as the second panel. Wow.
Yeah.
Not poo, but a little bit like farts. Is that what you're
It smells like pompery, but not poo, but a little
a
poo.
tiny bit of poo?
Yeah. All right, fine. I guess that makes sense. It's like then I can move this guy up here. Um because the second panel has him more of a mid shot. I'm just gonna be like, wow. Gonna extend his arm like this, like, oh, I'm holding on to this. Whoa. Oh wow, the difficulty. Oh, I'm climbing. Ooh, I'm really getting into the character here.
Yeah. Well, no, that's good because one of those fundamentals that I was talking about is
Yeah.
storytelling. Because if you can convey a lot with your art, and maybe you lack a few other things, you can still. There's some industry level jobs that will take you for getting into character. Because a lot of people make things to look pretty, and then they forego context and story for looking good.
See, I wonder how important storytelling is for people who just do pin-up art, or character art. Because I'm sure you can tell a lot of story with the background and stuff, but well, I guess you're right, because story can be told in costume, which is definitely a big part of like character design,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Huh.
Like
All right.
we can compare to the people who kind of made their own jobs. Like someone who does really sexy art but it's all the same will can be very successful. But if we're talking about like let's just say the industry, I keep saying the industry, this mysterious entity which
Hmm.
is the industry.
The
It's more
industry. Yeah.
common that, they see a lot of this. They see all the spectrum of people, the people who make pretty art, but their faces don't change. Are you more likely to hire that person when you're trying to do a project with multiple people, multiple different characters, when they can only do one trick pony? It's why they made their own job of making pinup art in their style that never changes, is
Yeah.
because, they don't fit in those other categories where, someone who's looking for someone who can be flexible and fit a project and fit a team won't be able to do that if they're one trick
Yeah.
pony. But then, it doesn't
Uh-huh.
mean their one trick pony doesn't have merit and they can't make money off of it, which is great because, that's what the internet's for right now. Artists who are stuck in their ways can still succeed.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I always love it when stubborn people can succeed. It gives me hope. Okay, that thing wasn't gonna work, or what I was trying to do, what you were saying, because I would still have to have the spaceship. Well, okay, look, it could have worked. It was too much work. Fuck it. I'm just
Uh-huh.
gonna do something else.
Yeah, that's why you have multiple thumbnails. You're stuck on one thumbnail right now when you could be making five of every single like panel. That's what real
I'm
thumbnailing
trying
is.
stuff.
See, this is
Fine,
why I was
fine.
mentioning
All right, look,
it.
speed
you
right through it.
you
Here's the
you
spaceship.
added
Oh,
details
look at the
to your
spaceship.
thumbnail and got attached to them, and now you can't deviate.
you,
It's
you,
because these details
you
belong in
suck
these
my
thumbnails.
dick.
No, you
Suck
can
my dick.
continue. No, continue your
Suck my dick.
thumbnails.
Here we go. He's going. There's smoke, and
See,
then
you need to
there's this.
invest.
Here we go. Here's the windmills. These are important things to the. Ah!
Yeah, no. You could have. What you're supposed to do is finish these thumbnails in the way you imagined it, and then you make new ones with the new ideas in mind. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why it's supposed to be fast and you don't add details to them, because now you're so attached to this one, you're changing the thumbnail.
Shh, shh, shush. It's just a one-time thing, all right? It's a one-time thing.
What?
Look, the medium shot. Medium shot is when you could kind of see the legs,
Oh,
but
you can't distract
not
me with your
really.
panel knowledge.
No, the tag technology. I've got the notes right here. You shush. All right. The figure continues to walk. His features and his gaze are stern, and his gaze is down. Okay, he's got to be looking forward. His face is down. He's like, wah, and he's got stern features. He's like, wah, And what do we got here? His gaze is down as he trudges forward. He's a little bit tired. Shoulders slumped down. He's kind of like dragging his arms. There you go. Wah, drag his arms. Looks like a creepy creepy ass skeleton right now, but it's all good. He's dragging himself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Stern features doesn't mean stern expression. I
Mm-hmm.
get that. I just there you go. Just
Fine,
speeding
I'll
through
let
this.
your storytelling distract me
Yeah,
enough.
here we go. There you go. Stern features. He's trudging along. He's got his little helmet on,
Uh-huh.
you know. And then camera zooms to a tight medium shot. Oh, the tight medium shot is only the upper body, and he sees something off. What is it? He sees something. The figure reacts to something unseen. It's like turn this way, and he's like, "Wah!" In the upper corner.
Yeah, wow.
It's like ah, and then he arms like I don't know. His body's turning, so he's kind of like arms got like wah.
Wow.
He's like yeah. This guy doesn't look like he's dragging his arms. This guy looks like he broke his arms. That's all right. Here we go. I just
Hmm.
fixed it.
Well, his chest is out. It's chest out is like the superhero pose. I think if you want him to be
Oh,
dragging, like it would kind
wah,
of have this kind of shape
wah.
to it. Like
I can't
wah.
see because you aren't streaming
Oh,
to me.
fucking
You're not
Oh,
even
you're right.
streaming to the thing.
I changed to like so everyone can see what you were doing. I will
Oh,
try to stream to you, but if my tablet starts freaking out, I
yeah.
refuse.
There you go. All right. See, there you go. One thumbnail done. That was super easy.
Good
All right.
job. I'm proud of you.
What are you showing me?
See, so slouching is more like, who? Oh no, I'm sad. Oh,
Oh,
wah.
wah,
Oh,
wah,
wah.
wah.
The
I'm
head is
sad.
kind
Yeah.
of, forward along with the shoulders.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. I've
I
been
got it.
so into looking at bodies recently because I know that you're supposed to copy poses to internalize them, but I know
Yeah.
there's poses in my head, and I know that I was having trouble bringing them to life, and so I've been hardcore just studying the shapes of the rib cage and the pelvis and the way they kind of interact to try and create my own poses from scratch, which is kind of
Yeah.
counterintuitive because that's not how you're supposed to study it, but I know I have the
Yeah.
knowledge. There's just something missing between execution and
Yeah.
whatever is in my brain.
Like always.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's been like this interesting introspection where I draw shapes and I'm like, those don't connect that way, and I have to draw line guidelines to see where my head is going or my eyes are going. And it's been this
Hmm.
interesting dissection of what I think the human body is in my brain. And it's fucked up. Humans are weird. I don't understand anything. I don't know what's going on.
Oh gosh. Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm sorry. I know you're talking about something completely different, but my hunger is so
Yeah.
overwhelming. I haven't eaten all day.
It's
Uh,
been fuck.
two
What?
2 hours.
Yeah, it's been 2 hours. Would you
Uh,
wanna, depending on how
hold
long you
on.
wanna eat, I could just draw what you cook and eat, and you can come back, or we could end stream.
Uh,
It's up to you. This is like practice for us.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. We can end stream. I think we can end stream. Today wasn't like a big day, anyways. We didn't talk about anything too interesting. We didn't really. There was nothing too interesting or too big to talk about. I
Hmm.
didn't have any big projects going on that I'm working on. I mean, I started off the stream finishing up my stream project.
Yeah.
So, and then after, you know how I am after I finish something. Of course, the body is willing to do more, but the mind is not, you know?
Yeah, you have to habit train yourself out of that.
Yeah. So I think we can just end because I'm so hungry. I might
Okay.
order something. Oh my God. I didn't realize how hungry I was. I still have like a slight cold. I told you, I wake up with like
Yeah.
my throat sore. And right now I'm starting to feel like a little like sick, like nausea.
Mm.
Because I think I haven't eaten all day and it's just like, you know?
Oh yeah,
Or maybe
yeah.
it's because all
Look,
I ate
we
yesterday
did two
was fried
hours.
stuff.
It's good.
We should stream like twice a week. I think we could afford that, you know?
If
Or
you
we only
want to, if you
streaming
want to
once a
try.
week. Yeah, what other day do you have time? Just let me know what other day you want to suffer. Or we can do them consecutively and then just have weekend pain. It's probably not the best for YouTube to do it consecutively, but we could do it just for you to normalize.
Hmm. Yeah, we could. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do improv streams as well. Like one is consistent and the others are random.
Right. Sure, we could do that. You just have to prepare double the thumbnails.
Ha!
So yeah, you have fun with that, and I
Uh-huh.
guess we can end now. Successful stream though. We've
Yeah,
had we
yeah.
had we had
Three different people.
yeah, three different people, three more than usual, which is very nice. We had Kitten, we had Bilsu, we had
Mm.
this dumbass over here.
Yeah.
Uh, all in all, it's slightly less depressing than last week. And I can't wait to be streaming full time with my own setup because my 10 million followers will not join this stream at all, and I can have something new to complain about.
Yeah, great.
All
Yeah, it's
right.
nice that we can experiment with Twitch and YouTube because I hear people talk about both and they both have merit in their own ways. And
Hmm.
so since, you have people more familiar with Twitch, you get to try Twitch and your individual stuff. And then we get to experiment with YouTube here. Mm, that's a good combo, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I dealing with the VODs in Twitch to make highlight videos is so irritating. The convenience of YouTube is so shiny to me because the VOD is right there. You can hide it, you can unhide it. It'll just be
You
a
don't. Yeah,
video.
you don't
You
have to
can rip it
download
down.
it.
Someone can just make it a highlight video, and it's gosh darn it.
Yeah, I get you.
Mm,
I still need. Uh, I'll see if I'll even edit my own VODs, or if I'll just
mm.
leave it. I'm still waiting on Moon to finish our F
Oh yeah,
art editing.
funnily enough about cutting down your VODs, you can do that directly in YouTube. As soon as the stream ends, there's an editor
Oh,
where if you just need to trim stuff, you can do that inside the web.
well,
It's
look at
so
that.
see how
Wow.
shiny it is. It's just
Yeah.
budding. It's just starting to be a streaming
Oh
platform.
gosh. Well, uh, to be honest, I should just also look into my own video editor. I don't think we're gonna uh what's it? Use the YouTube one for everything, right? So I need to be able. Yeah, like I told you, the old editor is like completely broken or whatever.
Hmm.
So yeah. Anyways, I go off on tangents and ignore what you say, but we care about each other very
Uh-huh.
deeply off screen. I always give Marsha a big old smooch on right on her little forehead, and it's easy because she's so short. Actually, it's
Uh-huh.
difficult because I have to bend down so
Uh-huh.
much. It's like a yoga exercise.
Right.
She's so, and then she spits in my coffee. It's
Yeah.
all mutual. Anyways,
Thanks for coming. Thanks for
thanks for
hanging.
coming.
All right.
Well,
Thanks for
yeah.
farting
Thank you
across.
for nothing. Fart out.
Goodbye. Fart.
See you.